Yeah, we are live now streaming to discuss rabies. We're going to share a screen to discuss the 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 rabies. We're going to share the screen. I think, yeah, we're going to share the screen. We'll start with number one, which is rabies, and we'll deal with the preamble. We'll deal with the preamble. We'll deal with the preamble, which is rabies. Number two, rabies, the definition of rabies. Rabies is a fatal but preventable viral disease which is spread or transmitted among warm-blooded animals in mammalia family through the saliva via bites. In West Africa, animals in the canid or dog families are the preferred host, natural host actually, not the preferred. Man is a short host, it's an accidental host that spans for a very short time. Transmission is only through bites, whereby the bite will open and the saliva that is laced, highly laced with the virus will follow the bite marks and then enter into the body of the animal. And signs of rabies are as a result of inflammation and activation of segments of the central nervous system, which is involved in locomotion. And that's what we call the limbic system of the brain. And then the limbic system is made up of the hippocampus, supraoptic nucleus, supraoptic nucleus. So anyway, that's not why we're here. The third slide, we'll go to the third slide. We have the dump or the paralytic. The dump or the paralytic form. That one is the dog is totally paralyzed. And being that it's paralyzed, this is his dump, it is dull. But if he gives bite at that point, it's not the classical type. If he gives the bites and the person is infected. And then we have the classical, which is the furious type, whereby you see the dog barking and biting and eating and whatever, attacking. Is the classical, the furious type, what's called the furious type. Then the dumb form, which we have explained, is characterized by paralysis and death without manifesting the classical signs of rabies. While the classical or furious rabies is characterized by 6 days of quiescent period. What is it? The 6 days of a quiet period, and after that, the classical signs of cerebral and cranial nerve dysfunction starts biting and barking at every object, inanimate and animate. Anything he sees, swallowing whatever he sees with droopy saliva. With droopy saliva, actually. Now, there's a worrisome aspect of it. The worrisome aspect of it is that there is, the attack of dog. It's not all attack of dogs are rabies attack. No, there are some. If it's a provoked attack is you enter into the den, or maybe thieves jumped into where they are manning and they attack the person, or dogs that on the road can attack you if you come near. Or if somebody enters a den, maybe the beach, there's a female dog has given birth or whelped, and you go there, you know, it has to protect the young ones. It might attack you. This is a provoked attack. But the unprovoked attack is objective and worrisome, while the provoked attack is subjective, while unprovoked attack is objective and worrisome. You know, the dog, your owner dog just attacked you, and that's why. But every dog attack, actually, we're coming to that, cannot be taken with a pinch of salt. You know, every dog cannot actually be taken with a pinch of salt. So, well, if a dog attacks you, the person, the first thing you do before sending the person to a hospital is to first clean the place with antiseptic for the victim, because dog virus is envelope virus. Envelope means it takes part of the body of the host to build up, to sheet itself around itself. So, and then because of that, any good antiseptic can kill it before it starts attaching to the nerves. Because once it attaches to the nerves, it goes to the brain, which is the central nervous system, to wreak the havoc. Then revert to human doctor for vaccination and closed observation. Dog's history of vaccine. So these are things, measures after suspicious attack. Refer the human being for vaccination and close attack. But you can control a person infected with rabies can be controlled, which is the good aspect of it, is it can be controlled with vaccination and then close observation. Then the dog's history of vaccination of rabies should be checked. Provoked or unprovoked attack should be investigated. But the center of gravity of it is that you put the dog and monitor the dog for 10 years. You know, within six days of the dog attacking, the saliva is laced, if it is rabies, the saliva is laced with the viruses of rabies. So if you observe for 6 days, beyond 6 days to 10 days to fulfill all righteousness, then there's not, you just release. And if the dog didn't die, then release the dog. But if it dies, then you go, then the vet doctors know what to do. They'll package it and send it to the reference lab. The one we have in Nigeria is National Veterinary Research Institute in VOM, where they do some fixing and they check the limbic system, and then they check the limbic system for signs of rabies, and then clinical manifested dogs had average 6 days to live. That's why I keep them for 10 days. So if within 6 days they didn't die anyway, check an extra day. If you check an extra day, it didn't die. But more tips about rabies is that case fatality of rabies, clinical status, is 1. This thing is arranged from 0.1 to 1. If it is 0.1, that means there is 10% survival rate. But if it is to 1, which is 100%, that means the case fatality is that anyone that has clinical sign dies. Everyone, 99.99%. So it's very, very extremely rare. So this one is taken. So whether it's provoked or unprovoked attack, one has to really take necessary steps to absorb the dog of rabies or not being rabied. So that's the 100% of those that has clinical sign of rabies, both human and dog, has chances of dying. One has to be extremely careful. So routinely vaccinate your dogs and pussycat. Yeah, pussycat has rabies, though it's rare. Pussycats are accidental hosts, just like dogs. Bats also transmitted sparingly in West Africa, but overly in South America, where they are the preferred host. That's in South America. So in Nigeria, there's Animal Diseases Act that just amended in 2022, and then a lot of things are being done to gazette out some policies on how really to make dogs a must. Vaccination of dog against rabies a must. They will have a dog ordinance by colonial administration which is too archaic. World Rabies Day is celebrated every last Thursday in September as a combined adventure by all disciplines that impacts on rabies. There are a lot of old microbiologists have a role to play in rabies, but then those in public, veterinary doctors in public health concern, because rabies is a serious, in fact, it's a reportable disease. It's a highly reportable disease. It's not a disease, and when you call it, when you discuss reportable diseases, that diseases you don't and ever you take into cognizance and report as if you see what looks like it. And then I think we are moving to the last slide, which is the seventh slide. Yeah, we're moving to the last slide, which is the seventh slide. Well, routinely vaccinate your dog. And then routinely vaccinating your dog is not injecting the vaccine. If the vaccine has died because of poor handling, it's not the cold chain through which it's supposed to survive is not there. And that's why people carry, a lot of things happen in this country where people carry vaccine in their pocket or whatever to go and vaccinate. If the vet is qualified, on the paravets, they're all qualified to vaccinate dogs. For paravets under the supervision of vets, are qualified to vaccinate, against rabies. But routinely, it's a routine. We have a 3 to 6 months vaccination and then an annual vaccination either. So what happens is that those are must. So once there's a dog bite, first thing that we check is to check whether the dog is vaccinated. And if the dog is vaccinated, maybe the dog is after vaccination, didn't control it well, or that the vaccine is not working. The vaccine, not really that the vaccine is not working because the vaccine is dead, improper handling, improper manufacturing. A lot of things are now, Nigeria is becoming a dumping ground from things from all sorts of places with a questionable control. So because of that, one has to be very careful. Well, I think thanks for listening as I stop sharing by now and then stop